Lego!
How One Piece inspired me to work on Machinima again. When I was a kid, two things I loved were Super Smash Bros. And pirates. I would play Melee all the time by myself and with my sisters, and I remember following Brawl on the Smash Dojo up until release. The massive lineup of Nintendo characters, some of which I knew and others I didn't, really opened my eyes to how vast the gaming world was. I loved learning about Nintendo's history as I grew up, and being updated about their newest games, including newer Smash games. Eventually, I discovered Smash Bros. Machinima, and instantly fell in love with it. I already loved to come up with stories about my favorite characters teaming up, and seeing that other people could make those kinds of stories a reality with Smash Bros. Was awesome. I wanted to do my own, but I didn't know how for a long time, and I forgot about the Machinima world. It wasn't until Ultimate's hype cycle that I rediscovered my love for Machinima, and with it, a desire to make my own series. I started to come up with a story, taking influence from my favorite characters in the game. I wanted this series to be ambitious, and to use as many characters on the roster as I could. But with that ambition came worry as well. I knew very well that most Machinima series don't last long. Some series are made with a lot of ambition, only to be cancelled after a fraction of the episodes are done. Which is understandable, making a Machinima is hard. I was worried that I would follow the same trend, so I made a test for myself. Make a small multi-part series and see if I could finish it. It had a rough start, but then it got somewhere. But then, I struggled to finish it. This smaller project was not the thing I wanted to do, but I felt that I had to finish it before I could make my bigger series. But I didn't like the process, and the work was overwhelming at times. I told myself for a while that I would finish it one day, but it felt like I would be saying that forever with no real progress. That is until a bit of divine intervention came in. Last year, I went to an anime convention with some friends, and one of them was a fan of One Piece. We went to a panel that some of the voice actors were at. I saw so many people dressed up as the characters, and my friend and I got to meet Ian Sinclair, the voice of Brook. He's a sweet guy, by the way. Combining this event with the live-action One Piece show premiering the other day, and getting positive reviews, which was unheard of for an anime adaptation, it almost felt like the universe was telling me to watch One Piece. And who was I to say no to the universe? Oh, also, I had an awkward conversation with Jim Cummings at the convention, and I got to see an entire crowd of people sing happy birthday to Atreus from God of War. They called him the boy and he said he hated it here, but that's not important to this story. I was interested in One Piece before I watched it. After all, I like anime, and the show is about pirates. And as I said at the start, I loved pirates as a kid. I have the Pirates of the Caribbean films to thank for that. I loved the feeling of adventure and the sense of humor that these movies had, even if the sequels got a little complicated. Though in my mind, the first 3 movies are good, the 4th one is meh, and the 5th one is an abomination. I would rewatch the movies, dress up as Captain Jack Sparrow, play the online game, and go on fun adventures with my toy treasures. In fact, my mom bought me a bunch of fake treasure chests and toy gold, so I could do some treasure hunting on my own. Those were some good times. So I always figured that One Piece would be up my alley, but there was one issue. There are over 1,000 episodes. That's certainly intimidating. But you know what? After that convention, I felt like I had to see what the hype was about. Surely, and I know some of you are probably not named Shirley, I can make it through 1,000 episodes of a show, right? Note, since writing this script, I've switched to Muhn Pace. It's a fan edit of the show that's faster, and I would recommend it to newcomers. But for the record, I made it to episode 421 before switching. For those who don't know, One Piece is the story of Monkey D. Luffy, a young man made of rubber after taking a bite of gum gum, who takes to the seas in search of a treasure belonging to the former king of the pirates, Gol D. Roger. During his travels, Luffy assembles a loyal crew called the Straw Hat Pirates to help him find Roger's treasure and become king of the pirates. Along the way, they travel to unusual islands, recruit more members, flee from the Marines, and battle other pirates. A few of the initial arcs were slow, but I saw promise in the characters and some of the show's world building, like the devil fruits and their strange powers. But when I got to the fight with Zoro and Mihawk, that's when I saw how good the show could get. Then the pace picked up at Arlong Park. The initial group of Straw Hats set off to the Grand Line, where they clash with Baroque Works, recruit Chopper, there's the great battle at Alabasta, the adventures in Skypiea, and the escape from Navarone. The Foxy Pirates happened. And then it's followed up by Water 7 and Enies Lobby, 2 arcs that I wasn't emotionally prepared for. And at the center of it all is a group of likable characters who, despite their bickering, have each other's backs and are setting sail across a dangerous and unpredictable sea to make their dreams a reality. But how does it relate to my passion for Machinima? Well, for one thing, One Piece is an anime series, and anime has influenced many Smash Machinima series. The one I was working on was no different. And looking back at the times when I wasn't motivated, I wasn't watching much anime. One Piece was the first anime I had watched in a long time, and the further I got into it, the more that anime-fueled drive came back. Combine that with the momentum I built from the Saturning video, and suddenly I had a drive to finish Banjo's errand and work on my bigger project once more. At this point, you're probably thinking, so all it took for you to work on this project again was just an anime? Well, yes, but also no. It's not just because of the show itself, but also the theme and its main character, Luffy. The whole theme of One Piece is chasing after your dreams, and not letting anything stand in your way. Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become king of the pirates. He has a strong devotion to his dream and seeing it through, but he also looks out for his friends and understands that he wouldn't be anywhere without them. I know it's a cliche for anime and Japanese storytelling to have the power of friendship and never give up on yourself as its moral, but I don't care, I love that moral. I eat it for breakfast. It goes great with Raisin Bran. When I see an anime character like Luffy talk about how much he wants to be king of the pirates or how much he wants to protect his friends, I don't cringe or think that he's so over the top. I admire that he has such a strong resolve to chase after his dream and help out his friends. It's a character trait I aspire to have as a person. Not saying that I'll be screaming from the rooftops about how much I want to direct the next Smash Bros. Game, or that I want to protect my family or something, but more that I want to stay more motivated and determined to live my life the way I want to. So, as cheesy as it is, I feel that there's some truth rooted in it too, and that is what speaks to me about One Piece and Luffy's character. As I got further into One Piece, and saw just how determined Luffy was to make his dreams a reality, it reminded me of those younger times when I wanted to make my stories and used to be so carefree. These days, while I still try to be positive, I tend to think with an anxious and sometimes cynical mind, and worry about how my videos may be perceived. I often care too much about what others think, and wonder if I should be making videos at all. But as I watched Luffy on his initial adventures, I told myself that maybe I should try to be a bit more carefree like he is. Maybe I shouldn't care about what other people say about my projects and keep pushing through and making them anyway. Years from now, I don't want to look back and say that I never finished Banjo's errand or started that Machinima series. I wanted to finish Banjo and finally work on that series, and that's what drove me to complete that errand, and after all these years, I can say with confidence that I am ready to put all of these ideas and storylines that I've been writing up into a finished product. Will my series see the light of day? I hope so. Will I finish it? I don't know, but I hope I can. Even if I can't make it past the first few episodes, even if I can't get past scripting those first few episodes, I want to put my all into my projects. I want to make something that my childhood self would love to watch, something that combines my love of Smash Bros. With my love of storytelling and anime, something that can resonate with others. But I also want it to be something that I love making. I make videos to entertain others, but I also make them for myself, and that's why I want to keep going on my projects. I've always had dreams of being in the entertainment industry, be it as a writer, actor, or even having a series of my own. True, I did pick a degree in accounting over a degree in arts, mainly so I have something to fall back on in case it doesn't work out, but I still have a passion for making videos and doing voice acting. I would love to get the chance to work for a big studio, or make a series that resonates with people. But even if I never get a chance to do that, I know I still have this channel to fall back on, and a career to pay for my rent. My content isn't perfect, and I'm not perfect as a person either. I struggle with motivation for most things. I sometimes make my projects overwhelmingly big, or create too many at one time. My audio balancing wasn't the best back then, and still isn't now. I'm using the same artwork for my character that I've been using since 2017, and I can be forgetful or mess up in my personal life. But I always want to get better. I want to learn from my mistakes and do better next time, both in my personal life and with my projects. And I'm not saying that One Piece is going to be this life-changing series for everyone. It has its issues here and there, but I watched it at a time when I needed to be motivated, and that motivation came from something that reminded me of my younger self, and is motivating me to make something that my younger self would love. So, the moral of the story is, go to an anime convention.
My friend,